Well, hello everybody. I don't know who's all going to be in here. It's a Friday night. It's not normally my night. Why is my top camera frozen? Let me see if I can fix this. Dun dun dun. Deactivate. Activate. I have to play with this. Camera that doesn't work. Camera that does work. Come on. Switch to the camera that does work. I will never understand why I have so many problems with these cameras. Hold on. Let me get this fixed and then we will get started. Hopefully, if I can get it fixed. Hold on. I have to add a new device. No? Technical problems. It's been that kind of week as well, unfortunately. You ever have, like, it was not a stressful week, but it was stressful, long, just the kind of week that you need a box of coins to get through. Well, or to look forward to at the end, I guess I should say. I am running into issues. Okay, let's see. Trash that. Go here. Add new device. Let's see if I can do this. It's not wanting to add a third camera at all. Hold on, let me see something. I'm going to switch to main real quick. Okay, it's gone from here. Let me trash it here. I don't know. Maybe I have too many instances running, like too many different pages with the camera, and it doesn't like it. I'm not sure. Okay, change to something that doesn't work. I can't win. Can't win for losing. And the messed up thing is, I had it fixed, did a couple of things, threw it live. Maybe we'll just run the stream without it. Let me try like one more time. Now everything's cleared out. Okay, new source. Sure, you can call it that. Da, 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 da. No. It hates me. It's official. It's alright. Anyone that comes into my stream knows that I don't play around. It's not like I'm faking hunts. This one is customer wrapped, though. So, I mean, that matters too. Okay, we're just going to close it, I guess, and run without it. So, it is what it is. Now, I think I pulled a couple rolls out of this earlier in the week somewhere, but it was about $400 worth of coins. So, we will hunt through them, see what we find, and carry on like we always do. And I know the only people that see this are going to be people that watch the replays, but if you have a giveaway win, much like normal, they're still sitting right there. So if you haven't received it yet, don't freak out. I haven't sent them. I'm I've been busy and lazy and haven't gotten them to the post office. But I do have something to take to the post office tomorrow because one of my eBay items sold. So I am going to actually mail them out tomorrow. So have no fear. Because a couple of you Yeah, it's like I think 3 and 4 grams for different people. Rulers on there. Who else? Jimmy, as always, and Thomas. So maybe if they get lucky, they'll find their way in here. It is Friday night and it's a weird time. And I normally wouldn't stream on a Friday, but I am just stressed. And so we got a little bit of a drooling George there. Hold on, let's adjust the light. Oh, there's all my people. I just now realized there were actually people in here. Sorry, constitutional. Um, have to leave for work. Constitutional, you're always working. And that's one of the reasons why I admire you. Because your work ethic, your dedication to your friends and those around you. So even though you're suffering, know that you are appreciated. Um, Siren is here. And I actually do, folks, I actually do have silver dust, but I'm going to tell you what. I have silver dust. Everybody knows I've been pouring and I've been making stuff. When and if I need to file things, I've been catching all those filings. But if anyone remembers Ringmaster Ray's first stream on his Saturday night, late night trade day, or whatever exactly it is that he calls it, I was up on there and Passion Art Jessica was on there, and I mentioned that if I could get some silver dust to her, I thought it'd be interesting for her to try to add it into her paintings for her sun catchers. So I've actually been collecting some, and that first batch is definitely going to go to Jessica because I promised it to her. But at some point in the future, we will actually have silver dust to give away, which I feel will be kind of fitting how I just came up with that name and now it's really going to be a thing. So hold on, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Southeast Stacker, what's going on, sir? Um, well, actually, I don't know if it's sir. Well, hello anyway. I'm assuming sir, but I can always be wrong. So I brought the light down. Maybe we can change the angle a bit. I really want to look at that piece on the nose. Okay, so now normally just the nose I wouldn't really be interested in keeping because it's so small, but then you got a lot of the drool there. That's actually a pretty good example of the drooling George. And this, for those of you that care, is a Wilma Mankiller. So okay, that's not bad. But we're gonna throw it into our giant stack of die chips, and that's not even all of them. I probably have over 50 laying around. Here's a really nice Michigan. That looks a little weird. Not quite double, just a little weird. It's in really good shape. Is that a scratch or is that a hair? Let's play the game, shall we? I don't want to run my. Oh, it was a hair. It moved. It's not as nice. I hate. Is that is that a hair or is that a die chip or a? That's some kind of die chip. Right there at the corner of the bust. But it's in pretty good shape. Let me look at that die chip. Ah, you can barely see it. You need a microscope to see that thing. But the rest of it looks pretty good. I'm not going to keep it. That little hairline die chip there I don't think is enough to really keep it. And I don't see anything else going on this quarter. So we will move on from this one. But that is interesting. So this is a Michigan. State Quarter 2004. So apparently that would be a place to look for a heavy die crack right there at the corner of the bust, because this looks like the early stages of it. And again, I'd keep it, but it's really faint. So Coin Junkie's here. Yep, Coin Junkie's got me. He's very knowledgeable, and I have at times um, sent some stuff to him to ask or verify, what I thought I was seeing in some cases, and he is always helpful. Again, I don't unfortunately have to do that a whole lot, but when I am questionable about something, I can email him, and when he has the time to respond, always does. So definitely appreciated, sir. I'm still waiting on Sunday streams to come back. I know you're busy, and I'm not hassling you. I'm just saying that you were missed. Um, it was a weird day. It was a weird day. I actually ran to a coin shop for lunch because my new site that I have to work at is not far from one of the fancier coin shops in my area. And I ran there and I picked some stuff up. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, but my hope, my hope is that I can resell these. That being said, unfortunately, I paid for them, and there is a price tag on them. Unfortunately, look at that. Don't look. Anyhow, it's two sets of these Hamilton Mint art bars, but they're in these. I guess they were doing like a whole set, and it's a little on the dirty side. I got to see if I can spruce this up a bit, but without dropping them all out of here. There's two of these, and so it's 10 ounces, very toned up. The bars are in good condition. The holder, I guess it's protecting the coin, so who cares? But we have in the first one Mount Rushmore, Stone Mountain, the Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Delta Queen, which is a riverboat. And then in this one, I forget. It is Pikes Peak, Old Faithful, the Wright Brothers, Wright B Flyer, San Francisco Cable Car, and the Pilgrim's Landing at Plymouth Rock. So 10 ounces of vintage art bars. And the good thing about them is they're in amazing shape. They're toned up real nice. The bars themselves look good. The packaging has seen better days, but still has all of the paper with it. It'll have like an individual thing about each bar and kind of some history behind whatever it is. It's the Wonders of America collection. So I did buy these with the hope of reselling them. We'll see if that happens. eBay fees are rough to get over. So I guess for the few of you that are in here, if anybody's directly interested in those 10 ounces, let me know and we'll see if we can figure something out. I picked up a vintage Geiger. The guy didn't even know what this was. Now, they did have it in the slightly higher denomination of silver, like I think with the Philharmonics and maybe like the Maple Leaf. So I did pay a couple extra bucks for it, but the guy didn't even know. I mean, he's like, I think it's German. I'm like, yeah, it's a Geiger. He's like, yeah, I don't know, German maybe, Geiger. Um, so not all coin shop employees are educated. Sometimes they're just a guy behind a counter, so be careful. Um, and then I got this. It's an old vintage 1 ounce round, but it's like the Indian head design. And it's toned up pretty nice. I mean, just kind of darkened. Um, And I like that. I just like the design. I'd not seen it before, so I picked that up too. So 12 ounces today. I picked up on lunch. Probably shouldn't have, but I think I can resell those 10 ounces, make a couple of bucks. So fingers crossed on that. Um, but yeah, it was a stressful week a little bit because there's a lot of stuff going on with work. We're trying to get this building kind of wrapped up and finished, and unfortunately, there's only so much that my lead and I can do. We're kind of basically just reporting, and so a lot of it is up to other people, and that can be frustrating for sure. Because if it was up to me, I'd just start getting stuff done or trying to, but very limited at the moment in what I can do because they have to finish their work first. So, not fun. A lot of hurry up and wait kind of stuff, and for lack of a better term, arguing with people about who's right or wrong or, so on and so forth. GNS Metals, welcome in. That D looked a little funny for a second, but now that I see it in the light, I mean, it looks fine. It's, obviously, I think it's been worn or smashed a little bit, but I don't see any doubling or anything. There were a lot of luster left on this coin. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's kind of like cleaned or polished or it's still luster. If a coin's worn, can be sometimes difficult to differentiate between the two. So, how is everybody's week gone for yourselves? Hopefully, you have the weekend off like me. Unfortunately, I will be busy. Thus why I'm streaming on a Friday night, and I'm hoping to. I'm stepping on Sal's toes. Uncle Sal is streaming his Friday night like usual, and I'm hoping to try to wrap this up before Big Flip, but we'll see. Read 'em and weep. We got ourselves a W. It is Salt River Bay. It's not in bad shape. I've seen worse for sure. I don't know why. Every time I find W's, let me pull this up a bit and refocus. Dun, dun, dun. Every time I find W's, they're in like horrible shape. There's a couple that I found that were nice, but man, just always seem to find the really beat up ones. So this one's okay. It's got a little coin mark. V75 is still there in good shape, but it's a little on the rough side. But it's a W. And is this still the first roll? We'll put that one on the board. And they're customer wrapped. So either somebody overlooked that or, fingers crossed, we have some kind of collection dump. That would be preferred. But we'll see. Here's a Homestead. Camera went out of focus again. No leaky bucket. No snow on the roof. All right. We'll keep it moving. So, if we're keeping track, I guess we should. Let's pull that die chip back out. So far, one W, one die chip, and about 30 minutes of me ignoring the chat like normal. The Siren's throwing up the hearts. Thank you, Siren. It's good to see you, by the way. I haven't had to send you anything. Everything's been going to Jimmy in your absence, I guess. Jimmy, it's like once a week. Jimmy wins something over here. The one sitting there still, so whoever wins tonight, if it's them, I can just add to the pack. That would be Thomas, Ruler, and Jimmy. I still haven't sent your stuff out. So it's still here, don't worry. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh. It's a decent looking 96 Denver. The reverse looks better than the obverse. The obverse has it's a little beat up all around the chin and the face there. The rest of it's kind of okay, and then the back is just great. Look at those breast feathers. There's maybe a little wear right there in the center, but other than that, they're all there. It's upsetting. Uh-oh. Chat words. Is chat words working? Is the chat bot on? Let me... Camera's in the way. I can't see. If you ever see me doing weird things, it's because the camera is right in between both of my screens and often gets in my way. Okay, so where's my bot? The bot thinks it's on. It's chatting. Okay, that works. Oh, okay. I don't know why it didn't work for that, Siren. Okay. You can keep trying. Sometimes it has that delay. I think I'm the only one that I know that plays with the chat word. So that's a really nice effigy mounds. It's in good shape. Not gonna keep it. I do need to get some more South Carolina. This is one of the coins I don't think I've ever seen like any, not saying they don't exist, but I've never seen like any real doubling or anything crazy on them. There's a few of them in the state and national park sets that really don't have a whole lot of anything crazy attributed to them. And that's one that I don't think I've run across that really has anything notable. So I don't really look at those too much unless they're just in great condition. Speaking of Wisconsin, anything? No leaf. Okay. The quarters that I have, all of the state national park, all those AU, BU things that I've always been talking about. I started putting those in the tubes that I got from Flip, and I ran out, so I have to get more to finish it. I figured it up. It's about $800 in quarters, and the majority of them, a couple of the rolls will be mixed between like two states or two national parks, but the majority of them are all solid, one state, one national park, like a whole roll of one thing or another. And I just wanted to get them out of the paper rolls. So I got to get some more of those. There's a Salt River, but it's a Philly. I think, I don't know, maybe like 30 more. And I'll have all of them in the hard plastic tubes. And I can kind of put them up safe until some later date when I figure out what to do with them. Like, so here, there's a pretty nice Montana. The front's got that little nick right there by the P mint mark. Little nick on the chin. The rest of it, though, looks really good. And then the back is, of course, gorgeous. Nothing I'm going to keep. But it is possible. I mean, that's one of the sets that I would probably advise people to start collecting, or especially if you're coin roll hunting, because it's cheap. It's not that bad. It's just 50 coins if you're not really caring about mint marks, like getting the P and the D. Um, and you can have fun doing it. It's very attainable. You'll still have some challenge, as I think a lot of you saw I did, grabbing some of those earlier states, Hot Springs, and I forget what all the first couple of years were, but you still have some trouble finding those from time to time. Grand Canyon is another one It's kind of hard to find in really good shape, but it adds to the fun. But it's not impossible. That's the key, because there's so many sets, pennies, whether you're talking about Wheaties or even Lincoln Memorial. Lincoln Memorial's probably super easy, but key dates and semi key dates can make completing a set very difficult. And often, sometimes for new people, discouraging. So, so in that case, the state or national park quarter set is a great entry point for anyone looking into the numismatics. So, that's where I would go, because everything else can get kind of expensive kind of fast once you are stuck to the key dates. So really dirty. What is that? Pictured rocks. Yeah. What's going on in the chat though? Coin Junkies gambling. Sirens gambling. Oh look, chat words finally responded like 5 minutes later. Okay, here's a really nice San Antonio missions. I'm not flipping it over yet. It's, I'm not saying it's a proof. It's just a really shiny business strike. You see how almost those fields want to be mirrored? And I will say this. I've never found one of these with the die chip. Like sometimes the edge of these crosses, or the cross, or whatever you want to call that, will have a die chip at the end. I've not found one of those yet. Oh my god, I knew it. I saw it and I was like, it looks a bit too nice. Like it's in really good shape. That's why I said it almost looked proof like. It's a W, and a really nice W. Lots of luster still on the coin. You can kind of see it there. Oh, that's sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call a keeper. That's two W's in, I think this is the first four rolls. I am so excited. This is the end of, like I said, stressful week at work, at home, fine. Um, Actually, at home, it's been a very good week. Because I now have like a set schedule, sort of. It's a little variable right now, but because I have a set schedule, I've started going to the gym pretty regularly, and so that's helping, obviously, just in my mood, my level of physical energy and things. So I actually enjoy that a lot. And so there's another die chip, little bit of a wart on a nose. Hello, perplexed mind. We are up to two W's, and this would be the second die chip. I don't know. That's real small. It's prominent. There's no drool. What do you guys say? But in my car, so not the best Bluetooth. Well, yeah, and I got this speaker. It's a little better than the other one, because my other microphone was more of like a podcast mic, and it would pick up everything in the room, the air conditioner running, whatever. So I think this one's a little better as far as not trying to pick up a lot of that outside noise. Um, what does Siren says? Keep it. I will add it to the list. Thank you, Siren, for your vote. All I really need is someone to tell me to keep it, and I'll keep it. Here's a decent 1998. Worn on the back, but still decent looking. Okay. Mount Rushmore. And I've found, I I want to say I found a second die chip. I found one real early when I started streaming. A, a good one with like three different small die chips at the top of the heads towards the top of the coin. But then I found another one smaller, less pronounced, but still a die chip. So I think I have two of those Mount Rushmores. And I also still have that River of No Return. Now it's not a W, but it's got a very. Hold on. Let me mute this. Have to make sure they're still alive when they start shrieking. Um, and they are fine. But the River of No Return, it's a very big die chip. Uh, very noticeable, naked eye. And so I've not really seen anybody else with that specific die chip. I'm not saying it's not out there, but I've not seen it. Okay, no crown. Another crossing the Delaware, I'm sure no crown. Nope. Okay, back to it. Cody, welcome in. It's just a cool kids club. Apparently, I'm not the only one without much to do on a Friday night. Um, but other than the silver that I showed you guys earlier, the 10 art bars and the couple ounces, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't bought much. I got my, you guys saw the video, my proof Morgan and Peace dollars from the mint, and that was the first thing that I decided to buy from the mint. I figured I would try it and just see how it was. It was fast shipping, everything seemed fine. They came okay. I saw some people saying that the capsule had shaken loose in transport, which apparently can happen. Surprised that they don't put some packing paper in there to kind of hold everything together. But um, yeah, mine came fine. They look good. I don't know if I'll send them out for grading. I mean, I guess it's possible. I doubt I'll get a 70 though. Not on my first submission to someone like PCGS or NGC. I want to grade through ANAX. I really do. And I know it's cheaper, and I've heard it's easier and faster. But the problem that I have with ANAX is if you actually get a high grade. Now, if you just got something rare or whatever, and the coin is the more important part, or a key date or something, then ANAX may be a good way to just get it in a slab and grade it, and then you could always flip it later to a different grading company. But if you're really going for a 70 on something with new coins like that, you almost always are. I Again, that's just my opinion. I think you're doing yourself a small disservice because yes, it's cheaper, yes, it's faster, but you suffer a lot in the price of that coin with ANAX. And it's unfortunate, and I don't necessarily agree with it, um, but it is what it is. So you just won't get the same dollar amount value for a 70 in an ANAX holder versus NGC or PCGS. You just won't. I haven't checked on the CAC service in a while. I do not believe it's open to the public yet, but I really haven't checked on that. That's really going to be interesting once that ramps up and gets a little more open to the general public, how that power dynamic is going to shift the hierarchy of the grading companies. Okay, so back to the coins and trying to every now and again check on the chat. Siren's popular as always. Um, Speaking of which, it's been a minute and we are fun. Okay, hold on. Here's a really nice Weir farm. It looks really good. Could be nothing, but it's in really good shape on the reverse. I'm not going to flip it yet, but you kind of see here, it's probably not. Usually when they're in this good a shape, they're just like Philly or Denver. Yeah, Philly. Cool. No big loss there. We kind of figured. We're going to move on. But what we are going to do, before we get too far along, might as well give away some silver so we give Siren something to win. And it's been a minute, and I'm late on the other mailings. Well, I'm not really late, but you know what I mean. So we'll do another 3-piece set. Walking, the Lincoln Memorial sent back, and a seated. Oh, you can't see it because my placement sucked. So Walker, Lincoln Memorial sent back, and the seated. So we will do this. We will open up this giveaway as soon as what did I do? Hold on. I got it somewhere. I got it pulled up. There we are. One of these days, I'll have my stuff together. Okay. Dun dun dun. And there we go. So far, 2 W's, and we got a lot to go. So I'm going to keep it moving. Here's a really nice 2023 Bessie Coleman. I'm going to move somebody's silver out of the way. We know what we're winning. Knock the... I think that magnet's weakened over time. It's been probably like 10 or 11 months, I think, since I built this thing. And I think the magnet's just slightly weakening. I've never found one of these die chips on the plane or whatnot. It's usually on the wings. I think it's like, you kind of see that tip right there where the wing curves. Usually I think it kind of stems from there, the ones that I've seen, or sometimes it's on the bottom of the wing. I've heard there's something with the sunglasses, but I've never seen it. And everything else is in Cuse, so kind of a little more difficult to see problems with that. But we'll keep it moving. Crossing the Delaware, no Hershey's Kiss. Although, that almost, I can't tell if that's the light reflection, but it almost looks like that top of the hat is a little deformed, like it was gonna start die chipping, or maybe there was a repair to the die. Here's another one. Nothing. So yeah, coins make Matt happy, as I think they do for most of us. But when I have a tough week or a tough time, I will make a special trip to the bank to go get coins just to make myself feel better. I still drink occasionally. I have a drink. I'm trying not to spill. It's just wine. It's some of that wine. Remember the last time I drank the bottle? This is that stuff. But I still have a drink every now and again. But coins make me feel better than drinking does, especially the next day. So I will go out of my way to get coins if I'm having a bad or stressful week. Does that have... almost looked like there was something on the nose, but there's not. Okay, this one's really pretty. And I don't know, for those of you that are familiar, oh, it's in Arizona. And it is just in gorgeous shape. I can't tell. I hate the real shiny ones. I really got to figure out this camera. I don't have another one here, but I think there's a little die chip on that. I think that, yeah, I think right there next to that M. I don't have one here. Let me look if I can spell. I'll see if I can get some pictures. Um, I I hate when people take pictures. They take the worst pictures. Oh, that one's like very dye chippy. Let me look. I'm trying to see if the other ones have this or not. Here's it puts the picture right behind the camera. It's hard to tell. Nobody takes good photos. Take good photos of your coins, please. Um, Let me take out the die chip part because I want to see what it normally looks like. Okay, here's a proof. That'll give me a good idea. So, no, yeah, that's there. It's got a little chip to it. Like, it's not supposed to be that big. There's technically it's maybe a little chip. But I don't think cuz here, let me see if I can put you on the display screen and bring this over. Bring this over. Oh, it doesn't like it because... Okay, fine. I'll bring the whole thing over. So if you look, it's there, but it's not as pronounced where it's cutting in to the M. So I think it's grown a little bit right in here, but not enough to where I'm going to worry about keeping it. So we'll go back to the normal scheduled. I've messed up your chat words. I'm sorry. And now we can draw the winner. So let me get back to that. Okay, you people. Well, there's only a couple in here. We'll see who wins it. The button is behind the camera as always. Coin Junkie. And I remember Junkie to send these through keys. And we will get them to you. I'm dropping things everywhere. My streams are so organized. It's beautiful. Okay. So I got a Roadhog. Haven't seen him in a minute. Well, I mean, I have. I don't. I'm not saying it like that. But I did see something from him earlier. I didn't get to click on it and actually watch it. It was, I think, like I was pulling up and scrolling for another purpose. But he was talking about like division in the community or something. I don't know if he was specifically talking about coins or scrapping or what, but unfortunately, those things happen. People just can't seem to get along for long periods of time. In harmony. It always seems like there's some kind of conflict that arises or power struggle or whatever have you. People and their egos will mess up a good situation all the time. Oh, there's Johnny. And there goes the neighborhood. Welcome in, Johnny. We are doing a customer wrapped coin hunt of quarters. Ooh, we got a real dark quarter in here. I really wish that top cam was working. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been trying to do my best to throw anything in question up on the coin scope so that you guys have a little more to look at than just my face. So I'm trying. 2022. Oh, that's if I didn't know better, I haven't flipped this yet, and I'm not going to. But if I didn't know better, I'd say this is silver, and I'm not going to look at the edge. If I didn't know better, I don't think it is. Okay, but it's real dark. Okay, and has a like. It looks like toning. And then what the hell is that with the wing on the eagle? Is that like dirt? I don't know. And then it looks like it got shot in the leg there. So we'll flip it. I'm not going to look at the edge. Yeah, that's 97. I didn't think it was silver. But you see, like, the toning or something on this is I don't know what that is. It's probably just dirty, but it's very interesting that it looks so close to toning. Very interesting indeed. You can get faked out very easy, especially by some of those 65s. We've talked about that multiple times. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but I still suspect that they did something special to those to make them look a little closer to silver. I don't know. Because it doesn't look like the other clad quarters. Wisconsin, no leaf. So I will tell you guys, like I said, work a little on the crappy side right now because we're doing all this extra stuff. My replacement of the previous position starts Monday. I actually have to go kind of do a handoff for a few days and should go fine. But then after that, the responsibility for that previous role is going to decline and I can focus a little more. So then I won't be, working as much and I'll have a more set schedule. So then I maybe, God forbid, could even schedule a live stream like the same time every week, perhaps. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Alright. Wait, I dropped it. Crossing the Delaware, no dice. Okay. American Samoa, but it's a Philly. Dun 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 dun. So, okay. I think that was only like 6 rolls or something to that effect. That was in the top row of the box. So we still have, I think, 3 rows to go. It's quarters in a penny box. So actually, I think 5. It only takes like 8 across or something to that effect. Come on. There we go. All right. Hey, there's another San Antonio, but it's Denver. There's some kind of die chip on this, but I'm not going to lie to you. Or at least I've heard that there is. I'm probably never going to see it or even be able to look for it because there's so much going on in her. I don't know if that's what you would call that headdress, or if that's just some kind of flower accent in her hair. And then the hair then becomes the mountains and the streams and fields there next to her. So it's a very complex coin, and I'm sure it's going to be rife with die chips, but it's just so much going on that I would have to become an expert to know what was supposed to be there, what wasn't. You'd almost need like a side-by-side comparison, at least for me. And if you guys know me, I don't take that much time with my coins. I look at them, I get it over with, and then I move on. I usually try not to get hung up on one for too long because there's so many to get to. There's a really nice South Carolina. Dun dun dun. For being a coin that's like almost 25 years old, or approaching that anyway, yes, dog. Yes, how can I help you? How can I help you? What could I possibly do for you? Do you want to go chase the groundhog? Do you want to chase the groundhog? Okay. Let me take her out real quick. I'll be right back. Come on, let's go get her. Let's go. You can get her this time. So there's a groundhog that loves to toy with her out back, and she's gone into Wile E. Coyote mode. She wants to go out there even when she has no business out there, so she can try to chase slash capture this groundhog. And she's never going to, but she tries and tries and tries, and she'll just sit there and stare at the hole because it's burrowed a spot under the fence and then under the gazebo, and she'll just sit there posted up staring, and I'll have to like call her in, like almost physically go out there and drag her in because she just wants to keep watch for when the groundhog comes out and doesn't think she's there. It's become quite the problem in the last couple of months because it's she doesn't want to come inside. She'll be out there for hours. Okay, 2023 Bessie Coleman. What was it that I said on here before and why? What was this? Oh yeah, South Carolina. That's right. I know why I put that there. Okay. Really nice New York. Really nice River of No Return, but it's a filly. San Antonio, but it's a filly. What? Okay, that's the bottom of the mountains. This is Nevada, and there's something with the horse. I don't know. I forget what they call it. They think it looks like the horse is pooping or something. I don't know. I've never found that one. Not much going on there. River, but it's a filly. We'll get there. What's going on in the chat? Just stack it. Forewarned is forearmed. Yes. I was actually talking about some guns today. If that's the kind of armed that you're referring to. And we were talking about a buddy of ours who is purchasing a lot. I mean, it's not that it's odd or out of place or anything. He's just purchasing a lot. We were making a joke that he's buying out all the gun stores. He surely doesn't need them. He has a lot anyway, but the same could be said about us and our silver. And some people collect both, so that would be even more expensive. Crossing the Delaware, I don't see a die chip. See, here's like a Mount Hud. That's harder to get. It's the 2010. This one doesn't look hateful, a little dirty, but what I was saying, you start trying to put together the quarters. Those, there was a Grand Canyon somewhere here earlier in the stack. Those are, harder to get, especially in good shape, finding them in bankrolls. I don't know why. It's just like the first few years didn't get appreciated as much or whatever, and they didn't get kept in as high a volume. Philly, Salt River Bay, San Antonio, but it's a filly. Marsh Billings, but it's a filly. One of these days, we'll find another W. There is another, and this is a 2023. I really thought they figured this out. I did. I thought they had gotten this die chip issue relatively fixed. It seems like they figured out the drool, but the nose continues to be an issue, and this is, it's one of the Edith ones. Kanaka Ole, I think. Yeah, we'll keep it. Siren made me keep the other one, so that's 3 die chips now. All nose die chips and drooling Georges. River of No Return, but it's a filly. There's a really nice Jaegers. This one has a DDO. I think someone told me it's like the double saddle handle or something. Or I'm sorry, that would be a DDR. But there are a couple things to look for on these. I've never found them, but you do look. So we can take evasive action. Just saying. Well, yeah, some action is always better than no action. Apparently there's a storm or storms coming to the East Coast. So, you know, if you haven't, watch the weather report. If you're traveling, you know, be careful, possibly expect delays, you know, all that normal stuff. It's better to be late than to not get there at all, right? So I know like flights getting delayed sometimes is super inconvenient, but in a lot of cases, especially like the weather or any kind of maintenance issue, I would much rather my flight be delayed than be on some rickety plane or flying through a storm. That's just me. I'm sure it's most people too, but all right. Good. Chucking right through these. We might actually, well, I got about an hour. I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna cut into big flips time, so then I realize a bunch of you will drop off, and that's fine, because at least at the moment, I ain't selling anything that's not on eBay unless anyone wants those art bars. And if so, you can drop me an email. But I will probably put them on eBay, but I will tell you, if anyone was interested, you would get a better deal working off of eBay than by working on it. So if you were really interested, drop me an email and you'll get better pricing than if you actually purchased it on eBay. Okay, well, we started off strong. We're still doing good, but you start finding W's that fast, you're always hopeful you're going to keep finding them. This is, and I don't know why, just, it's one of my favorite coins. I don't know. There's some people that have tried to say there's like die chip errors in here. If it's not egregious, like it's not super obvious that something chipped and a whole bunch of this blob together, I just assume that there's not. But these are kind of expensive in the right circumstances. The big 5 ounce, the Hawaii, I don't know if it's the most expensive, but it's very expensive compared to all of the others. So one day I will have that, but that day is not today. The last time I did see one, forget what spot price was, but they wanted, it was, I think it was close to 500. It was like 4 something, 450 maybe, somewhere in that neighborhood. Expensive for 5 ounces. And you just can't find them. I don't know how many they made. Is that, I think this is a die repair. Yep, you can see it there. Like when I turn it and the sheen. See how the sheen changes right there on the luster of the coin? That's where they repaired the die. Not to be confused with that milk spot across his face. I'm not going to say what that looks like, but you be the judge. Yeah, so someone repaired that die, and that was Ada Wong. So yeah, the nose die chips. Ooh, you're pretty. It's a Philly, but it's the 2009. What is it? Northern Marina Marin. I can't. I can't read. Uh, this one. It's this coin. See? And it's scope never does these justice, but it's in pretty good shape considering. A few nicks on it here and there. I think I have enough of them though. I have been saving some of those, so I don't think it's anything to specifically keep. Plus, I might have a roll of those in all of that sitting behind me. No, read the previous comment above the other one. No, forewarn meaning knowing ahead of time that you will be on the chat on a regular basis. Oh, okay, okay. I don't do chat. You guys are just lucky I'm paying attention. I am all kinds of distracted. But that's normal. Oh, look, there's another Hawaii. I'm not going to throw it up. It's a Philly. The obverse is a little worn, but the back still looks good. I'm keeping it. I keep all of those. Just because it's going to be harder and harder to find them as time goes. And so, now you got me wondering. Um, 2 seconds. Quarters. What is that one? That's the state? No, it's yeah, Hawaii volcanoes. That's national park. So, or I'm sorry, America the Beautiful. Okay, so here's just okay. There are some that are more expensive, right? It's not the most expensive, but they can be pretty expensive. Philly can get up to 1700 in 69. The Denver can get up to 925 and 68, and the S, not near as expensive because those usually stay in better shape. And in a 67, it's a $27 coin. So, but I am curious on that Philly. I want to see what the mintage is. 46,200,000. So it doesn't sound like a low number, but in some of these cases, that is actually pretty low. Some of these coins got minted in the hundreds of thousands. So that's actually kind of low. And the Denver, 78,600,000. So the Philly is, and that's usually not the case. Most of the time, the Philly is the one that's minting the most, and the Denver is, kind of subsidizing the quantity, and so that's a little on the interesting side. But I keep them nonetheless. They're still not worth much in low grades or low mint state grades, but yeah. Ruler, Jimmy, I know Jimmy's been here. Ruler, welcome in. Your stuff is still sitting here. If anyone sees Thomas come in and I'm not paying attention, tell him too that they're still sitting here and I'm lazy. But they're going out tomorrow. So you and whoever else wins tonight can just get mailed out tomorrow. I do have a work trip coming up that I am very excited about. It's a long one, and I get to go out west, and I don't sound like it on here because I try not to get too excitable unless I find something cool. But I am very excited about this trip. Um, it's gonna be kind of nice, and it's the furthest west that I've been, so there'll be scenery and different things, and while I will be working, it'll still be kind of like a vacation, a lot like a vacation. So I am super excited for that. That's coming up in a couple weeks, actually. So I like that. I like having something to look forward to. It makes the day to day not suck so much. Nickel stacking. What's going on, bud? You must be losing your hearing. Why? Am I not? Do I need to yell? I think I'm speaking loud enough. If I'm not for you, that could be a personal problem. Fort McHenry, crossing the Delaware, no die chip. Man, the W's just dried up real fast. We were doing so good so quickly. Sometimes it's a curse. What was that one we did recently? Is that a drooler? Sort of. There's an example of sort of. It almost looks like they repaired the die and then it started chipping again. There's no die chips on the nose. You can see a little bit of that drool there. I'm not going to keep it because it's very faint. I don't like the faint die chips. I mean, unless it's happened to be one that's like really expensive, which I don't know too many faint ones that are. But I don't like trying to convince somebody that a coin's special, because of all the problem people out there trying to claim error coins are not error coins, or that they are when they're not. So I will never try to convince someone that a coin is necessarily anything as far as a sale. If I'm gonna sell it or something, I want it to be obvious that the coin is whatever it seems to be. Just he didn't want to sit on it. I didn't want to sit on what? What am I doing? No rush. You just can sit on it if you want. Well, I'll send it out in like an envelope. If anybody has gotten things from me, usually you know how I do it. And so far, knock on wood, nothing's happened. Or at least if something has happened, nobody complained to me. So I guess that could work both ways. Need to keep it moving or else I'm gonna be running all over Bigfoot. It's inevitable at this point to some degree. It's just a matter of how much at this point. Dun, dun, dun. Crossing the Delaware, no die chip. He was in here nickel stacking. He was in here at the beginning, but he was headed to work. So he said he couldn't stay. There is another drooling George. It's very light. You see it there. Nothing really on the nose. And I'm not going to keep it because I feel like that quarter mark against it is just kind of detracting. It's enough to be there. I guess I would normally keep it with that mark there. I feel like it's probably not something to keep. Philly, really nice Oklahoma. Does anybody listen to coin related podcasts? Anybody at all? Because I do, and there's only a couple that seem like they're still running concurrently. Um, there was one called like Mercury Dimes and the Men Who Love Them or something. Um, and that was a good one, but then I think it was somewhere there in like 2022, maybe, or maybe it was early 2023. they just stopped. Like, no warning, no nothing. They just stopped making them. I do think we got another nose dye chip. I do. Yes, we do. No, well, there's a little bit of dye chip on the mouth, but the nose for sure. We'll fire it up. That's four. Um, what is it? It's Coin World. I listen to the Coin World. That's Jeff Stark and Mike Nodelman, and then forget what the other one's called, but it's the guys in Indiana. Um, Mike and I think it's Matt. They both run coin shops in Indiana, and then they get together and do the podcast. And I forget what that one's called. Is it maybe it's the Coin Show podcast? Don't quote me. Um, but that one's pretty good. But those are the only two that I can really think of that are still running. Oh, Johnny is so funny. It's the herpes lip variety. Oh, jeez. Yeah, yeah, they got an outbreak at the Mint apparently. Um, yeah, so I don't know of any other good coin podcast. I've been seeing an ad on like YouTube and Facebook for another coin. Maybe it's coin. I think the guys, the Mike and Matt. I think that's the Coin Shop podcast, and I think there's a new one that's been started by two young guys, and that may be the Coin Show, or maybe I'm getting those mixed up. But it's something like that, and I know they had. I think they had somebody from NGC on there when they came out with the NGCX. I haven't like really listened to their podcast though. I've tried to watch a few of the videos on YouTube, but I don't know if it's just me or the fact that I'm not locked in the car for hours while I'm driving, but I just couldn't keep my attention on it. That doesn't mean it's not a good podcast. I'm just saying I couldn't get into it. At least that specific one at that specific time. Now this is scary, and this is why I need gloves because it's a Lowell, could be a W, but it's got schmutz on it, and there's only one way to find out. Why? Why does the mint mark have to be under something? I'm going to gently attempt. It's a Philly. We're not going any further. I just moved it out of the way enough to see the P, and then we'll move on. There's a decent looking New Jersey. Dun, dun, dun. So, anybody have any good ones though? Maybe you should make a video about the podcast, or maybe I should start a podcast. I toyed with the idea with Constitutional for a minute, but it would have been more of like a silver stacking rather than coins because that's what I know more about. Well, I don't know. I think it's getting kind of the waters are getting kind of muddied on that. I do know a considerable amount about coins now, and so I guess you can take that either way. But I was talking about trying to do one with Constitutional, but that man is so busy, as Nickel and everyone else can um, attest to, that it's hard to pin him down to any kind of scheduled thing because he's always doing something. So trying to get him set on like a time, even if it's like every 2 weeks or something, not easy. And I don't think I have. I'm good with you guys ignoring the chat and carrying on like I do, but I don't think I have enough uh, joie de vivre to run a podcast by myself. I'm not that entertaining. But we'll see. Maybe I hear podcasts are getting more popular, and the reason why I say and I ask you guys about the coin podcast is because I really only have those two major ones that I like to listen to, and I feel like there's a shortage. Also, and I'm gonna say this again, the guy makes videos, and I don't know, I've never researched it to see if um, the videos are then turned into podcast or if the podcasts are standalone. I've never gone that far into it, but he makes videos on YouTube and he puts out a podcast, or at least up until this point, he did. And his name is Silver Stack Jack, and he seems like a newer stacker collector to some degree. I think most of us could fall into that category compared to some of the veterans, but um, he makes some videos on YouTube. It's very laid back. He's not pushy. He's not like over the top. It's my kind of people. Um, and I mean, they're good. I don't, he's not trying super hard. So I guess that can come across a certain way, maybe to some people. But he does have the podcast and he makes YouTube videos. Very, very underrated channel. I think I'm subscribed, but I think last time I saw him, maybe he's only got a few hundred subscribers or something to that effect. Um, so Silver Stack Jack, um, if you're looking, um, for something else to listen to or watch, you can check him out. His upload schedule seems to vary a bit. Um, you know, from time to time. Like he'll be rocking it. Maybe he'll skip a week. The same can be said about most of us that make content. So I don't feel like that's anything out of the ordinary. I think you should get Philip the Board on your podcast. Is Phil in here? That might be a good idea. Well, and so that's what I'm really waiting. I'm in a holding pattern right now until this work thing kind of calms down. I get this big trip out of the way, I get some other things going, and this new site will go live, and then I'll fall into a normal kind of routine. There's another one. This one's a 2022. Ada Mae Wong. That's 5, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and speaking of ladies, now I don't want to throw people out there. And so I'm not sharing much information, but I'm going to tell you something. I sell stuff on eBay. You guys know this. But something that I continually notice, because when you sell something on eBay, it gives you the person's real name, whatever they have as their real name and mailing address, because you got to send, the stuff to them, right? But it's said that the coin collecting community and the silver stacking community is mostly men, right? It's that's what's said, and it's pretty true. It's definitely um, more heavily populated by men. There's tons of women, but I would say it's predominantly men. But and I mean I guess like I don't take like stock in it, but I have noticed, and I thought about it today because I sold something. Um, the majority of my eBay customers are women, and it's silver, it's coins, it's they're out there, and I mean unless in those cases they're buying for someone else for like a gift or something. Um, it's a good amount. Like I'd say it's more than 50% of my eBay sales are to women. So don't I mean I'm not saying nobody assumes that women aren't out there collecting, but I think there's a lot of women out there collecting that feel, and again, I'm not jumping on a soapbox or anything. I'm just telling you what I think I see, that they must be somewhat intimidated because I'm getting a lot of sales to women on eBay. And so I think possibly, I'm ballparking here, but I'm thinking possibly either there's not shops near them, or maybe they're in some ways uncomfortable with going into said shops, and so they just kind of buy what they buy online and go that route and kind of keep it to themselves. And I mean, that's one way to do it, but I would, I guess, feel better if more people. Is that number 6? Yes, it is. I think. Yeah, it's a small one. Man, what's this? 2022. If this is another Ada Mae Wong. It is. Get out of here. Okay. That's number 6. Yeah, I wish if that is the case that they would feel more comfortable, but just, I don't know. Just think about that next time you're out and about or you're at a coin show. I mean, I'm not saying you have to do anything specifically special. Is that actually got the Hershey's Kiss? It does. So we'll throw that up in the dyed chip pile. We're doing pretty well here. Um, you don't have to do anything specifically special. More so, probably the dealers. I think it'd be on them more so to try to make the customer feel at home as much as they can. But if you do get an opportunity or someone strikes up a conversation with you, just be as cordial as I guess you possibly can and helpful. Like I know, and there have been plenty of coin shops I've been in where I ask questions and I get attitude, whether it's a dumb question or not. You shouldn't be giving the customers attitude. And then there's other times where I walk into a coin shop like today and I'm like, hey, give me that vintage Geiger bar. And the guy's like, yeah, I think it's German. Yeah, it's a Geiger bar. Yeah, I don't know who makes it. It's a Geiger bar. I'm telling you who makes it. Yes, it's German, but it's like sometimes you know more than them, sometimes they know more than you, but at the very least, just don't throw attitude around, I guess, unless somebody deserves it, which can also be the case. But yeah, I sell to a lot of women, and it didn't really hit me until like I really thought about it today after looking at that one. I was like, oh, that's weird. Weird. Another woman. Like, okay. And I thought about that. And that's what brought up this line of thinking is that they're probably out there, probably just not shopping in person um, a lot. That's my guess. Anyway, I don't know. Ask Siren. Siren, what do you do? Siren's probably at the coin shop every other day. Siren probably has. I know her collection is more impressive than mine because she's very choosy about her coins. She has somewhat eclectic taste. I see her picking things up from time to time, and I'm always thinking like, what does she know about that I don't know? Like I'm missing the inside joke or something. Um, but that's the thing with coins is some people collect certain things. Some people know everything there is to know about Benjis or Walkers. I mean, it's not bad to specialize a little bit in something. That way, you know, you're well versed in it, and it's probably going to serve you well whether you're shopping or buying. Maybe in some cases too, you get your hands on something that somebody doesn't know that they have. That's valuable. Or I'm not saying rip people off, but if they're selling it for a certain price and you can pick it up and it's worth more, take it, right? The kids are being crazy. Yeah, I figured Siren. I did figure that. I I try to stop in often, but my problem is the more I stop in, the more I buy. And I don't know why. But, and I can walk out of a coin shop without buying, but I feel like I should buy something when I walk into a coin shop, even if it's just, there's a really nice Virginia, it's a Philly. Um, Even if it's just like an ounce or a silver coin or even like a nice graded penny or something, like even if it doesn't cost much, I always feel like I should have something walking out of a shop. Doesn't always happen, but more often than not, it does. Like, I didn't really know what I was going to find today, and then I got those art bars, and I will tell you, I picked them up immediately thinking that I could probably sell them for more than I purchased them for, and I did pay over. I didn't get them for generic prices, but I thought it was reasonable, so we'll see. Oh, Constitutional's back. Nickel, your boy's here. If you're still here. Nickel was looking for you, CS. He said he wants you to quit your job so you guys can hang out more. I'm kidding. He didn't say that, but he was looking for you, so he may still be here. Virgin Islands, a really nice one. Lots of luster. Little, oh, why is my computer slowing down? That was weird for a second. It's a little dirty, but other than that, the coin looks good, which is unfortunate. Cigars! Welcome in! Man, I guess this is a good time of the evening. Friday night, nobody's doing anything. So far, we keep finding lots of die chips. 2 W's and 2 Hawaii volcanoes. Here, what is that? You think that's dirt? Yeah, that's dirt, right? That's dirt. I almost thought it was a lamination error. Here's a Grand Canyon. And this is one of those 2010, kind of harder to find. You still can. And this one has a little bit of that mirror finish right there. Not a proof, but it would have been nice before it turned into a pumpkin. You win some, you lose some. Oh, there's another one of those 2009s that I can't pronounce, but it's in pretty good shape. There's a couple nicks right there on his face, and I guess a little on his neck, but man, the back just looks so good. That's upsetting. I'm still not going to keep it. Tuskegee Airmen, no die clash. Dun, dun, dun. Here's another Arizona. We kept that die chip earlier. See, and that's... Did we keep that die chip? No, I don't think we did. I don't think I'm going to keep this one either. This one's not as pronounced. On the other one, that cactus there by the M was coming over, and it's not much, just barely. Maybe like the early stages of that die chip. There's some where it completely covers those initials entirely. Those are your better ones on that. I don't know if Nickel's still in here. It's been a minute since he said something. He was at the top of the chat a minute ago, but you got his information. You can hit him up. I don't know what he wants. He didn't say. I did see... Where was I? Oh, yeah, the coin shop. They had a 50-ounce bar. A forget who it was. But it was just looked like a giant 10-ounce bar. You know, kind of rectangleish, form fit, not like extruded like you see a lot of the bigger like Engelhard bars. They're basically extruded, cut, and then stamped. So they look very very defined edges and stuff. This had like, you know, stamped border and things on it. Forget who made it, but 50-ounce bar, I feel should be more popular. I feel like that should be something that people buy. Maybe, just maybe, it's because of the kilo. I think the kilo is just a little more user friendly than a 50-ounce bar, and that's probably why. There's a Bicentennial D. We'll keep that. I don't. Yeah, that must be it because it's a little easier to stomach buying that. Here's another Bicentennial. This one looks really good. That's got to be it. The price point, the weight's a little easier to deal with. That's the only thing I can think of. But I feel like 50 ounces should be more popular. But I think the kilo just really kind of kills that. What is going on in the chat? Constitutional, yo. Johnny says, I will never find a double on these. Ever. It's a really nice looking 72. It's got the wear on it, you know, but the rest of it looks pretty nice. What's up with that eye? What happened there? I think it's just worn, but that's strange. But it looks really nice. Very shiny on the back. Anyhow. Alright. I was hoping for more W's. We might still find them. We got, I don't know, about 15 rolls left, and it's 7:40. Vid's coming out soon. Got 2 planned. Constitutional, are you still planning on doing the video with Leor for the meeting coming next month? There's a Drooling George, a pretty decent one. It's not much, and I don't know. I still feel like these are very commonplace, but the problem is every time I think they're commonplace, I stop finding them for months, and then I don't see them. And then now, like this, they pop back up. I'm going to save them. Maybe I'll throw another die chip lot up on eBay. You know what we haven't done, and you know what upset me last time? We'll throw a few more grams on here. Now, last time, we'll even do 3. Last time, only 3 people entered. And obviously, you know that somebody won. So we got a Walker, we got the Spartan, and we got the Statue of Liberty. So 3 grams, fine silver. And we will get this one rolling. So let me put this up. And we will start the giveaway. Get another baggie ready. And continue on with the coins. Siren was quick to get in there. Congratulations. I have to take all my coins back to the bank tomorrow. I've been building up. I have a little more than normal. It's not bad, but it's nice not to have to roll. Okay, that's a filly. but it does take a while to dump them all into the machine. And sometimes it faults out, and the teller's gotta come over. And I will say they're nice about it, but I know it's a pain for them to have to come over and like reset the machine, clear the jam or whatever. Um, Sometimes you get lucky and it doesn't happen, but other times it seems to happen like 2 or 3 times when you're doing a lot of coins. Luck of the draw, I guess. What's going on with the giveaway? There's only 3 of you that like free silver? That's upsetting. So Delaware. Still have not found the spitting horse um, thing. That's another one that has just somehow eluded me through all of the thousands and thousands of quarters that I've been through. Oh, there's Jimmy. He's going for a double. Attaboy. Someone's got to give Siren a run for her money. Oh. What did Johnny confirm? What did he confirm? What? What? Thanks for confirming. What did he confirm? I need to know. Okay. Alright. And it is closed. We finish this round, and then we'll draw it. There's a Marsh Billings, but it's a Denver. Weir Farm, but it's a Philly. Wisconsin, no leaf. All right. 2 W's. Okay. Where's the pick a winner button? Real Ruler gets the double. Sir, that means you are now up to 6 in your pack for the giveaway. And they're going out tomorrow for sure. So, now you, I think, are ahead of Jimmy. I think Jimmy had the 4. Yep, Jimmy had the 4. Thomas had 3. Yeah, it's really adding up for some of you. Congratulations. It's fun. Like, and the round ones are really cool. I see people trying to. Don't buy it. But I see people trying to sell like 40 of the little 1 grams for like way too much on eBay. I forget how much, but it's a ridiculous amount for a little over an ounce of silver, maybe like $70 or something. Ridiculous. Yeah, don't do that. But the designs are cool. Um, so if you can procure them from sitting here and listening to me, you're probably in good shape. Had to look at that one twice. San Antonio, no die chip, no W. Marsh Billings. Ada May Wong, Salt River, but it's a Philly. Why are you shiny? What are you? It's not a proof. It's still a business strike, but it's super shiny. I'm not saying it looks pretty. I'm just saying it's shiny. Wow. 2005, California. Sometimes you see the pretty ones. American Samoa, but it's a Philly. I'm a dude stacker. What? Oh, I'm a dude stacker. That's somebody's name. Okay. I was like, I just see Ruler saying I'm a dude stacker, and I was like, what kind of conversation is going on in the chat that he had to state that? Welcome in. I'm a dude stacker. Um, Good to see you. We're doing all right. It's customer wrapped. Coin hunt. So far, 2 Ws, 8 die chips, 2 Hawaii volcanoes, and a couple of bicentennials that I saved just cause. So, um, yeah, I didn't need the extra bag because Ruler won it. Okay, I'll set that down until the next giveaway. Usually we average 3 per stream, usually about 1 an hour. Been on here close to 2 hours. Sounds about right. Although we're trying to get through this in good time. Salt River, but it's a Denver. So I gotta no. Ooh, you're pretty. What are you? Alaska? I don't see him looking good at that age often. Had some nicks on the front though. Again, nothing I'm gonna keep. Got a whole roll of them somewhere behind me. That is the one nice thing about having those rolls. I don't really have to worry about keeping much. If I'm like, oh, it looks good, I probably have a roll full of ones that look just like it or better. So, kind of helps in your decision making when you're trying to figure out whether or not you should keep something just because it looks nice. Mm. So, oh, there's another nice bicentennial. It's a little tarnished, but it's a Denver. Yep, we'll set that aside. Salt River, but it's a Philly. Beggars can't be choosers. But I really thought with the 2 early W's, I really thought we had a good chance. Maybe we still do. We still have quite a few rolls left. Salt River, but it's a Philly. American Memorial Park, but it's a Philly. Dun, dun, dun. That might be another one that I still need. That one they made a W, right? It's 2019. Yeah, they must have. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through my W's because now that I found the Marsh Billings, and did I get a Weir Farm? I think War in the Pacific, America Samoa, and Marsh Billings. I know I didn't have the Marsh Billings or the War in the Pacific, so I think that American Memorial and Weir Farm are the only ones I have left to legitimately find coin roll hunting. No buying anything. Why does that D look weird? Is it just dirt? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I sneezed. I was actually quick enough to mute the mic though. Score 1 for me and my reflexes. What kind of chair do you sit on? I prefer wooden chairs. Oh, well, it's like a cheap computer chair thing. Um, and it wiggles a bit, and that's probably some of the excess noise that you hear. It's squeaky, I know. Once I get rid of the at-home office desk that is just behind us, That'll give me some more space, and also I'll be able to use my executive chair for this, which is a much nicer chair. It still might be squeaky, but it'll be less squeaky, if that makes sense. Is that another die chip? Yes, it is. Nothing on the nose, but definitely a nice drool there. 2022. Yeah, when did we make the decision to actually turn the U into a U? When? Why? Oh, that's cool. It's Maya Angelou, right? Yeah. Cool. I like that. So that's another die chip. Still, not the most popular die chips, but die chips nonetheless. Ada Mae Wong. We'll look at it. No. All right. The Salt River, but it's a Philly. Not doing too bad. We are now on the bottom row, and that is about 8 rolls, I think. So we're actually going to get through this in pretty good time. Lumbar Lumber. What? Johnny makes jokes? I never knew that. It's hard to infer sarcasm over text, and I keep explaining this to people. And I'm not good at it anyway. So, forgive me. I often assume that what people say is what they mean, and that can, at times, cause problems. There's another Bicentennial Denver. We'll set that aside. Tuskegee Airmen, no die clash. Just one of these times, I want to find some like really jacked up quarter that's worth hundreds of dollars. Is that too much to ask for? You know, struck through something, I don't know, piece of cloth, or there's a nice Arkansas, or I'm trying to think of some of the ones. There's a couple, like one, I think it was like a staple. Somehow a staple got struck through and then into the coin, and that was worth some good money. There's it was $1 that had like a Chiquita banana sticker on it, somewhere in the printing process. And that went for a lot of money. I think the people at the mint are playing around when stuff like that happens. Staple, I could maybe see. But the Chiquita banana sticker, somebody took their banana and made it worth a lot of money, is what they did. It is a collapsible chair that sometimes collapses and crushes you. Oh, Johnny. Johnny, how is, I don't want to misspeak. I cannot remember if it is your significant someone or what her exact title is, but how is she doing? I know here recently there have been some health things. Any updates with that? Is she doing okay? Doing better? Oh, there's a really nice Washington. It's worn a bit, but it's an 80 Denver. But it's still so shiny. It's got the wear, but the luster's all there. Sometimes I wonder how that happens to coins. They get so much wear, but still look good. It's amazing. But we'll pass on it. I dropped a quarter. It's gone forever. And now I will look up. Has Johnny responded? No, he's probably still typing. Or he fell and got his nuts crushed in his chair. One or the other. Delaware, no Spitting Horse. Oh, one of these days. It also makes it hard to, if you coin roll hunt, it's hard to stomach the thought of trying to purchase a lot of those like weird things like die chips and things. I mean, I guess if one's like really rare and like way far gone, like it's, I don't know, the 60s, 70s, you know, those kind of years, then yeah, you know, most of those have probably been found or located or destroyed through circulation. So it's hard to purchase certain coins like that when you hunt because you always feel like there's a chance you're just going to find one, or at least that's how I do. So I buy things, but mostly like clipped planchets and things like that. Not a whole lot of actual like die chips and things myself because I find so many anyway. Another bicentennial. Add that to the pile. Nice Washingtons. Johnny hasn't responded yet. Okay. Maybe he didn't hear me. Maybe he's got something else going on. Or maybe he just wants to keep it private. That's perfectly alright too. Either way, Johnny, I do hope that she is feeling better regardless. Crossing the Delaware. No die chip. One of these days. No Leaf, Wisconsin. Alright. So the podcast idea is a good one. I just got to see if I can come up, because I almost would like, I know a lot of people do the remote podcast guest kind of thing. That's possible, but if I'm going to do that, number one, I have to have some kind of set time. And number two, I have to pretty much have a system set down of like, what's the process that, you know, or I guess in this case it would be method of recording the podcast since you're in two different locations and things like that. Once I figure that out, then, you know, maybe I could. I know one guy who, no offense, loves to talk, maybe even more than me, and that's Frostbite, who his channel is doing very well, by the way. But for sure, if it's going to be Frostbite, it's going to be heavy on the numismatic side. Just is, because that's his primary focus, right? So we'll see. That'd be interesting, though. Maybe like rotating guests or even different guests. Oh, there's a tall grass. It's a filly. Why? Why is it got to be a filly? Because it's gorgeous. That's why. Now I'll find one that looks like it's been through the parking lot 12 times, and that one will be the W. And the really nice one is always a Philly or a Denver. It's just how it works. And watch out. I believe he calls her the queen, and he says the queen has summoned him, I think. Ah, that's funny. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, watch out for the mint because they have this. I think it's like semi-sesquicentennial or something like that. It's like it's in 26. It's the 250th anniversary of America, and rumor has it the Mint's gonna do another thing like the W's. I don't know what it'll be, obviously. I kind of hope they stay away from the quarters because there's enough heat here. It would be nice if they threw something else out there, but it's got to be in circulation. They really can't talk about it too much before it comes out. Otherwise, everybody will be clamoring for whatever it is. And I mean, it could just still be W's. I feel like that's enough, or like some kind of something. I don't know, privy marks, anything almost, just to give us something to hunt. Um, who knows what the value will be? Obviously, even with the W's, it fluctuates a bit from here to there. But anything like that's fun, especially if you catch it when it first comes out. You're paying attention, and you can really find a decent amount of them, or God forbid, like a whole box of something. Can you imagine? Like early on, getting a box of quarters from the bank and it's all W's. Can you imagine? Think about that for a second. In terms of like today's money, what these W's are fetching, they're probably $5 to $10 all day long, depending on condition, and some even higher than that. So if you found a whole box of them, you'd be in really good shape. Be better than finding a box of silver. Here is another Arizona. Nope, no die chip. Bicentennial, and it's a Denver. We'll set that aside. Yep, it overswept. That's funny. Oh my god. Oh, ruler. You got good jokes though. I'll give you that. Okay, we're almost full on that bin, which is insulting because throw the box over there with all the other boxes. We have 3 rolls left. We started strong, and then it's kind of slowed down a bit. It's okay. Still a great hunt, but yeah, we're up to 9 die chips, 2 Hawaii volcanoes, and 2 W's that we didn't have before we started. So I am cool with this. And big flip starting 5 minutes ago. I think, unless something happened and he canceled tonight. I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying from time to time that kind of thing can happen. So he should be on. So yeah, looks honestly, I don't mind, but it does look like viewership dropped a little bit, which is fine. I'm cool. I'm almost done anyway. But it is hilarious. Because that's probably what I'll do when I'm done with this, is turn that on and at least listen to what's going on. I don't know if I'm buying because I just bought 12 ounces today that I probably shouldn't have. But that's the story with a lot of my purchases. It's always like some stuff I probably could have done without, but I feel better buying it anyway. All right, that's clear. Oh, been a long day. We get this done. Couple rolls. We'll do a quick giveaway to wrap up the night. And then, yeah, we'll hit over the big flips. Or at least I will. Half of you are probably already there. We're bouncing back and forth. Wisconsin, no leaf. Salt River, but it's a filly. Never good when coins are stuck together. Okay. It's not been too long. I found a couple hunts ago, but you just don't see as many estimate mark coins come through. I mean, I have some, and I think on that one I found like it was like 2 or 3 in pretty short succession. But you really would think, especially with the clad ones, that you would see them more often. Last roll, we're almost home. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and for anyone that does still is out there in TV land, my video where I was going over all the stuff that I bought from Coin Guy in Florida has actually kind of taken off a bit. Still not like monumental, but it's gotten like I think like 1,000 views in like the last day or two. So that's always nice. I think we found another nose die chip. Yep, it's just a tiny guy, but it's there. Maybe a little bit on the drool, but it's there enough. I think we'll keep it. And my child, or at least one of them, is in there being what we'll call dramatic. And that's another Ada Mae Wong. That's funny. Most of those that we found are indeed Ada Mae Wongs. So, oh, here we go. We're rounding it off. Delaware, no horse spit. Another Ada Mae Wong. Could it be? Holy heck, it is. Okay, that on the cheek is a like a dimple in the coin. Damage. Some scratches on the face. I guess we'll keep it. That makes 11 die chips. Maybe this was a collection dump, and I just got unlucky and caught a couple W's and a lot of die chips. It's possible. And probable. Okay, so our final count. Some bicentennials. I don't keep. I keep those, but I don't keep them. 2 W's. Salt River and San Antonio. The San Antonio's in really good shape. 2 Hawaii volcanoes. We keep those just cuz. And then 11 various die chips. Most of them being the little wart on the nose or the herpy lip variety, I think as Johnny called it. Let's do a giveaway. For those of you who are still... Wait a minute. I hit resume. Cancel. Confirm. Hold on. Wait. Start the new one. I did like the resume thing. Let's not do that. Okay. So, not a bad hunt. I can add this to my stack, and this is just the stack on my desk. I have a Ziploc baggie full of various die chips, probably 50 plus, and those are the ones that I haven't put into flips. Yeah, I got plenty of die chips. But we will go ahead and start stacking these up. We'll do another 3. It seems like we've been giving away 3 all night. We'll do another 3 grams. Jimmy and Siren. Come on, there's got to be somebody else in here. That's not Jimmy or Siren. Okay, there's Coin Junkie. Thank God. You can't let Jimmy and Siren just do... That's just ridiculous. But that's a lot. So that on my desk now is probably pretty close. It's a little short, but it's pretty close to a full roll of various die chips, which I could probably sell on eBay for probably at least like 50 cents per, maybe. We'll see. I know flip's starting, so we will do this. We'll draw this up, and then we'll get gone. I appreciate everyone for hanging out on my impromptu Friday night stream. Seems like Friday's a very popular night between Sal and Flip and everything else going on. So I do appreciate it. And we found some cool stuff. And that San Antonio, it's circulated, but it's pretty. So it's not going to win any beauty contests, but definitely, I don't know what it could grade at. Maybe I feel like it's a little bit better than very fine. I don't know. Come on, timer. There's 5 of you in here. Silver Eagle, quick, enter the giveaway. Quick. You still got 30 seconds. Exclamation point. Giveaway space 5. It's a few free grams of silver. I haven't even put them out yet. Look at what I'm doing. Silver Eagle, if you guys haven't checked him out, or I shouldn't even say him. I don't know if it's him, her. Them, if you haven't checked them out, make some beautiful toned eagles. Artificially toned, but masterfully done. They are gorgeous. And I did say a while back that I have something going on that I wanted to check with you. And give me a little bit until life calms down a tad, and then I'm gonna hit you up on that. Some of it will be things like this. I'm gonna move your silver. It's Abe Lincoln, it's Buffalo, it's a Statue of Liberty, whatever. Giving away free silver, who cares? But I want to show you guys this. I did a pour. Well, no, I won't even say pour. I cast this. So what I did was I basically carved it out of wood and then molded it with def clay. It's kind of like a bar. I scribbled that on there. I tried. It looks a little crappy, but it's the Japanese kanji for silver. I know. It's just something I was playing with. And so it's just a bar, but it's the first one. This one weighs 1.6 ounces. It's got the little mark there. Everything's fine, but I was just playing with it to see what I could do. But eventually, once I solidify some other designs and things, I think I'm going to send some stuff to Silver Eagle and see if I can get some artificial toning applied and maybe make a slightly prettier piece, because what they do to some of these coins is amazing. Okay, sorry, I was talking. I got distracted. Pick the winner. It's Siren, of course it is. Cheater. It's not even rigged. She's cheating. It's obvious at this point. But congratulations, Siren. I will write your name on this, and we will get that out tomorrow with the rest of the Yahoos. Triple S, and you are good. 3 more grams in your baggie or whatever you keep all of these winnings in. So, congratulations. I know Flip's already up. So, I'm going to end it here. Again, thank everybody for hanging out. And more videos to come. I'm going to try to shoot something this weekend. And I'll be traveling about half the week next week for work again. But who knows? Maybe.